Hey, what's up guys? It's Exumer talking to you here. And in today's video, I want to talk about the M2 MacBook Air, 13-inch, and possibly the chance that we are getting the 15-inch MacBook Air this month. So, I think that the M2 MacBook Air has been a computer well loved by some, but very criticized by a bunch of YouTubers and people of the media because they think that this M2 MacBook Air is not worth it. Although, after 9 months of having the M2 MacBook Air on the market, and after my experience for about 1 month of having it on the beginning, and I gotta tell you, I've seen tons of people with this M2 MacBook Air, I think that this computer has actually proved itself to be a great choice for a lot of people. And I think that in today's video, I want to specify more what were the advantages that I found when I first used that MacBook Air, and now, 9 months later, because the price dropped, I want to tell everyone what is the market attracted by the M2 MacBook Air. And of course, we are now expecting a 15-inch MacBook Air with the same specs, the same ports, the same hardware, everything, just a little bit bigger than the M2 MacBook Air with a 15-inch size screen. This product is rumored to come out this Apple's March event next month, and I'm really excited. I'm still debating myself if I should buy again this computer to review, because it's the same computer that I bought like back on August, and I do believe that is a very interesting proposal to have a 15-inch MacBook Air, the same specs, about $200 more expensive maybe. Man, that would be a great deal. So if you are excited for the 15-inch MacBook Air and are interested in knowing if the M2 MacBook Air is still worth buying 9 months after it came out, then you are on the right video. Watch until the end. Do not forget to drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. Let's get started. So, the M2 MacBook Air came out on July, I think, and then it was expensive. It costs around $1,200. So, I will completely just start by this. This MacBook Air is now discounted. You can find a discount on Amazon or other stores, and you can find it for around $1,100, even $1,000. And this finally is a great deal. With the original price of $1,200, with the specs on the base model, a binned M2 chip, 8 GB of RAM, 256 GB of storage, and slow storage, that seemed not a big of a deal, and not even a good deal at the time, because the computer was sometimes slower than the M1 MacBook Air, although a bunch of the time was faster. It was not a great deal. Now, being $200 more expensive on the beginning, we have reached a new discount level. This machine now is discounted for around $1,000, and for this price, the base model price of the M1 MacBook Air, it's finally worth it, because this computer is very good still. It's thinner, the hardware is newer, the display, it's bigger, it has way less bezels, looks way modern because it has the new design of the MacBook Pros. It still has an amazing pair of speakers, the keyboard is incredible, the trackpad is the best on the business, still has 2 USB-C ports, 1 MagSafe, in comparison to the old M1 MacBook Air, which only had 2 USB-C ports. Now, with the presence of the MagSafe port, you save 1 USB-C port when charging, so you actually have 1 more port, to say the least. And also it keeps the headphone jack. This computer is also available on a beautiful midnight blue color. And so, I see a lot of people actually being interested in this computer. It's beautiful, it's pretty, it's very portable and light, feels premium, it's fast, and it's fanless, so it doesn't make any type of noise. So, at the end of the day, I do believe it's a very interesting proposition for people that just want a laptop to do simple stuff like browsing the web, like sending some emails, light video editing, light photo editing, or maybe just video photo editing and video editing. Like, this computer can handle 4K footage out of some camera. It's extremely fast. It's not as fast and like bursty as the current MacBook Pros, especially on a very big performance run. For example, if you are running a video export time, then this computer will show its lack of speed, because in a very like 10-minute, 15-minute, a very big export, the MacBook Pro will be just faster, for around 30 to 40% faster, because of the thermal design, because of the more powerful chips with more cores on a multi-core system, and of course, because of the better thermal design, which will not eat and allow the chip to go even further in terms of temperatures. So I do believe the M2 MacBook Air is still a very addressable market. And that's not just it. The M2 MacBook Air 13-inch right now has an amazing display. This display, although doesn't feature the 120Hz promotion panel found on the M2 Pro and M2 Max MacBook Pros. It has an amazing panel that now is 600 nits brightness capable. It's not mini LED, it's LCD, but it's liquid retina, so it's really good. And of course, it's really powerful. Like I was telling you, the screen is extremely bright, very capable, the colors are very accurate, they are very rich, and although it's a liquid retina display, so the blacks are not as deep and black as an OLED display or even a mini LED display, it's still really good. And it actually saves battery life, because although this display is not as bright or even color accurate as a mini LED, it's very economic because although it's an LCD, it's less powerful, less bright, so it saves a little on battery, which allows this computer to be extremely thin and still have amazing battery life. This computer has about 14 to 16 hours of like real world battery, which is just insane on a laptop this thin and light. This computer will last you 2 days of full work on the browser, internet, streaming videos, and even doing some light video editing. So if you are a very heavy user and using your computer for 7 hours a day, it will last you 2 days. Now imagine if you're only using your computer for a total of 2 hours every day. It will last you 1 whole week. That's insane. That's so good battery life. Like, that's extremely good tier battery life. I'm so happy that Apple now with Apple Silicon can enable like these types of things, because before the MacBook Air only had around 3-4 hours of battery with very power hungry, very hot Intel chips. Now this machine with Apple Silicon doesn't have any type of fan, so it doesn't make any type of noise, and it can still manage to keep itself very cool. It's not hot, not like, for example, if you are using video editing in Final Cut Pro, it will get a little bit hot. But if you are like browsing the web, watching videos, it won't get hot, it won't make any type of noise. It will be picture perfect, and I do believe that's one of the biggest upgrades coming for Apple Silicon. Of course, the M2 MacBook Air is expensive, like I told you in the beginning of this video, but now $200 cheaper on a discount, it starts to be more interesting, because now you can pick up that money and spend it on, in my opinion, storage. The 256 gigabytes of storage at the beginning is really bad. But if longevity is the thing that you are more interested in, then you should go for the 16 gigabytes of RAM option. This enables you to be more future-proof. 16 gigabytes of RAM just makes your computer future-proof, because sometimes your computer gets RAM constrained. Not a lot, but sometimes it happens. And so getting a 16 gigabyte model, although this is unified RAM, it will enable you like 2-3 years more of use. So those $200 will be well spent. But if you are thinking, oh, maybe I should get both, a 512 with 16 gigabytes of RAM, be careful, because at that point you are reaching the $1,500 mark, and getting there, it's like 14-inch M1 Pro territory. So be very careful. That computer is so much better, so much faster, and in my opinion, one of the best deals ever in tech. You can find that computer for about $1,500, and it's just crazy because it has a mini LED promotion display, has the M1 Pro chip, even faster than the M2 chip, now found on the M2 MacBook Air. It has an amazing hardware, has more I/O, it has HDMI, it has the SD card slot, 3 USB-C ports, and 1 MagSafe port, headphone jack, and it still has an amazing design. It's bulkier, yes. It's heavier, yes, but it's not a lot, and the screen is bigger with a 14-inch size. So do not spend or even upgrade your computer too much on the M2 MacBook Air. The value resides on the lower tiers. So maybe upgrade the RAM, maybe upgrade the storage, but not both. So what do you think? Do you think that the M2 MacBook Air is worth it in 2023? Do you think that this computer was well designed and well made and priced by Apple? And what are your thoughts on this computer? Mine are pretty simple. I do think that the M2 MacBook Air now, by this discount price, $1,000, it's worth it. It's one of the best computers if you are a student, if you are a simple teacher, or if you just want to do some video editing or some light photo editing and you have a very big, powerful desktop at your home and you just want to work on coffee shops, work on the train, plane, and you want to take a very light machine. A lot of YouTubers actually do that. They buy an M2 MacBook Air and they have their big Mac Pro or Mac Studio at home and they work on the M2 MacBook Air on the go. But this is not it. The M2 MacBook Air is a great machine. Now, like I told you in the beginning of this video, we are rumored to come out with a 15-inch MacBook Air. The same incredible computer that I talked about in this video is now rumored to come on a bigger sized frame. A 15-inch display is rumored to be introduced on the M2 MacBook Air lineup. And I'm really excited because some of the things that actually are wrong with the M2 MacBook Air reside on the size of the display. A lot of people want a bigger sized computer. Like, it's normal, people like bigger sized displays. For example, people choose very often to buy the Max model of the iPhone Pros or even the Plus model of the iPhone 14s. So it makes sense that Apple wants to release a bigger size M2 MacBook Air because not a lot of people want to buy the 16-inch MacBook Pro, which is the only big sized Apple laptop. If they want to spend like $2,500, it's up to them. But if they don't have that type of money, they end up going for bigger sized Windows machines because they don't want to spend $3,000 or $2,500 on the MacBook Pro with the M2 Max chip or even the M2 Pro. And so they decide to go for the Windows side. Now, Apple wants to have a $1,500 big sized laptop. And I'm going to tell you that I think this is going to be the best seller on the Apple MacBook lineup. This computer, I don't know if it's going to be called the M2 MacBook Air 15-inch or even just the MacBook 15-inch. I'm not sure how Apple will market this 15-inch bigger sized MacBook, but I do believe it will be a MacBook Air. And of course, it will come out with the M2 chip. Doesn't make any sense for Apple, not even 1 year later, to release the M3 chip. They released the M2 on WWDC of 2022 with the M2 MacBook Air, and now they are not going to release an M3 with the 15-inch MacBook Air. I do believe they will keep the same specs, everything the same with the 15-inch size. They will not probably offer the M2 Pro. Doesn't make any sense to put an M2 Pro on a non-cooled machine like the MacBook Air. So I do believe it will going to be only a M2 exclusive machine, just a bigger sized M2 13-inch MacBook Air. So I'm really excited. I do hope Apple brings new colors for this launch of the M2 MacBook Air 15-inch and maybe they'll update 13-inch along the way. And of course, I'm really excited to see the prices of these computers. For me, I do believe, and to answer the question of this video, I do believe that the M2 MacBook Air right now is worth it. If you want to buy one, be free to buy one. I don't think Apple will upgrade this one until the end of this year, maybe, or even 2024. So, what are your thoughts on the M2 MacBook Air? I do believe this computer is really good, and it was a very good introduction to the Apple Mac lineup. The only problem that a lot of people found with this computer was that this computer was released and priced between one of, maybe the two of best Apple laptops ever made. The M1 MacBook Air and the M1 Pro MacBook Pro 14-inch. Now, the M1 MacBook Air will probably disappear in a few months, and the M1 Pro MacBook Pro was replaced with the M2 Pro MacBook Pro. So, I do believe that now, with the discounted M2 MacBook Air, it's more worth it than you actually think. So, let me know in the comments below what you think about the M2 MacBook Air, and are you excited for the 15-inch MacBook Air? And also, let me know what is your favorite color on the Apple Mac lineup. I'm really torn between the space gray, the silver, and the midnight blue on the M2 MacBook Air. I cannot choose, although I bought my computer on a space gray. Maybe now I would have bought it on silver, I'm not sure. But let me know all of that in the comments below. While you're there, do not forget to drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. See you next time, bye bye.